There might not be a worse feeling than putting months and months of effort into losing weight, only to gain all of it back and more in half the time. After going through this painful experience myself many times, I've finally kept off the weight for over 10 years, and here's what I've done differently. By the way, I help people like you who are currently anxious in the gym and stick to the same 5 machines. When you go in there, finally feel like a confident gym goer. I know what you need to start. It's simplicity, and in the description below there will be the most simple free plan for you to go into the gym with. Now here's what I used to do. I used to throw the kitchen sink at every single diet. Not just the kitchen sink, I'd be taking the cutlery out the drawers, then I'd be taking the drawers out as well, and I'd be throwing that at my diet attempt. I'd be chucking out every single food I'd ever binged on. If someone told me £1 a week was enough, I had to lose 2. I would never just make some subtle changes to my life because that would be smart. No, not like a normal person. I would have to overhaul my full life. I think the thing that epitomizes all of this the most is I used to keep these weight loss diaries, and I started doing this from the age of 10 or 11. Some of them would have progress photos that used to traumatize me. The overarching theme of pretty much all of these weight loss diaries is there would be a week 1 and a week 2, and there would never be a week 3. Usually because I'd quit by then. And most of the time that's because my weight hadn't went down fast enough for my expectations, and I always used to choose Kit Kats to binge on. As soon as my weight said something that I didn't like, I would have 2 multi-packs of Kit Kats. 12 Kit Kats, 24 singular bits of Kit Kats, because I always used to snap them in half. And even if you've lasted longer than 3 weeks at dieting before, which many of us haven't, you probably have a similar attitude to the way you come at it. Currently, you treat weight loss like a light switch. When you're losing weight, you're on full beams, every single light in the house is on. When you've lost weight or you're not actively trying to lose weight at that time, all of the lights are off. There's not a single light in the house on. What I learned to do, and what you need to learn to do, is to treat it like a dimmer switch. You can't have every light on all of the time. You will need periods when you're losing weight where you do need to bring that dimmer switch up a little bit, but you can never, and I mean never, ever, ever have that dimmer switch fully off. As much as you want to do it at Christmas, at holidays, New Year, Easter, even on your wedding day, don't ever switch the dimmer completely off. Well, what does that dim light actually look like, Gavin? Because I'm terrified you're going to tell me that on holiday I have to still track my calories. Well, these are some of the things I get my clients to do that keep that light ever so slightly on. I will get them to continue to weigh themselves, because one of the biggest habits of us yo-yo dieters is as soon as we feel like our weight isn't going in the direction we want, that scale's going in the cupboard, or it's going in the attic, or we are absolutely doing anything but stand on that thing. So my clients, when they're losing weight and the lights are on full beam, they might be standing on the scale 2 to 5 times a week. And when they're not losing weight, they'll still stand on it maybe once a week or once every 10 days, just to make sure it's not rapidly increasing. Instead of tracking absolutely everything, which you should go through a period of doing, they'll move to what I call loosely tracking. Don't like to use this analogy, but it's a bit like weaning somebody off drugs. You can end up with a bit of a fixation on tracking your calories and really needing that to feel like you're in control of your food. So we'll move to tracking maybe once a day. You're literally only allowed to track once a day, and you will get loads wrong. Or we do 1 day on, 1 day off, or we do a week on, a week off. If you don't do this, I'm pretty sure from experience, it will all blow up in your face, and you probably will start gaining the weight back. I'm not here to bullshit you. Weight loss is a money maker. There's hundreds and thousands and millions of hours of weight loss advice out there, and most of it is awful. The average individual spends £330 a year on fixes for their weight. But I only coach people. I have a service, I don't have a product, and all my clients pay me monthly. So if I give out the wrong advice, they would stop paying me. So there's no incentive for me to give you the wrong advice. So when I say you need a gym goal, I'm so deadly serious. If there's one thing you could take away from anything I ever say, is that you need a gym goal. You need to focus on something else other than your weight. I yo-yo dieted for 10 to 15 years. I lost and regained 2 or 3 stone at least on 5 separate occasions. The reason I've kept the weight off is because I've worked up to doing 140 kilos on the deadlift, then 200 kilos on the deadlift. I've worked up to doing 100 kilos on the bench press. I've always had little mini goals that have kept me interested in the gym and ultimately seeing progress in the gym. But above all, I've never allowed myself to say, I'm done. I've never allowed myself even to go out for dinners here or there, or holidays and just completely switch that light off. It just might sound obsessive to you, but it just means if I go out for dinner, I actually ask myself, oh, I don't actually want the dessert, but I'll have the main meal. I still do things to keep that light ever so slightly on. And if you've never managed to lose weight and successfully keep it off before, I'm pretty sure you'll be making this mistake with the scale, because 90% of my clients do, and you will probably be my perfect client.